everybody, welcome back to Road Country. Today we're doing a Dollar Tree DIY Trash to Treasure, something I'm calling a tree sign ornament. And this was inspired by something that I saw on Shannon's tree over at the Daily DIYer. She got these at Michael's. Right now they're on sale for $5, but we're going to do something like this for a fraction of the cost. Now, because I'm doing traditional colors, I'm doing this Waverly in the white, crimson, and malachite, that beautiful green. I just absolutely love it. I'm using the word believe. That's my word this year, and that came in a 3-pack of words that are metal from the Dollar Tree. I'm also using some ModPodge, and I picked up this wood glue at the Dollar Tree. I thought I'd give it a try this time. Of course, I love my glitter, but you can skip this step if you want to and keep it more farmhouse country-ish, but I'm gonna glam mine up a bit. I'm also going to use this Fix-All adhesive and just a teeny tiny bit of glue out of that glue gun. Now I'm using scrap wood. I like that architectural piece. My piece of wood is about 11.5 inches by, what is that, 3 possibly. And then this little ornamental piece, it's an architectural piece. You can pick that up at Lowe's, really cheap. It's about 2.5 by 2.5, so it'll fit on there perfectly. I'm also using 100 grit sandpaper on just a scrap piece of wood, and I'm going to go in and give this a really good sanding. I want to remove any of the residue that would be left by this sticker on the back of that little ornament piece. And then I'm also going to go over my piece of wood so that when I put the architectural piece in the corner, it will stick and adhere really well with that wood glue. Now I'm just going to take an old rag and wipe all of the wood down. We want to make sure that there's no leftover parts where we sanded. And, you know, like I said, I'm going to use this wood glue. Now the directions say to apply this and then give 24 hours for it to cure. So think about that when you're doing this project. I did not want to go in with hot glue. I want this to be a permanent thing for me. And I also want to make sure that my word is going to fit. So this, again, this little piece is smaller than the width of this wood. So I'm going to offset it, really just kind of eyeball it. I don't want it directly on the edge, but sort of in just a teeny tiny bit, as you'll see here when I lay this down. And that's where I'm going to put that piece. And right here, you'll kind of see how I'm going to line it up. And again, 24 hours. Please make sure that you give it time to cure. That is, you know, what is going to ensure that you have a successful result with this wood glue. And I have to tell you, I was pretty impressed with it. Turned out really, really nice for me. So I'm glad I picked that up for just $1. Now, this word believe, again, it's my word this year for Christmas. It really every year. I believe, you know, truly. So I'm going to take this Malachite Waverly chalk paint and I'm going to stipple over the top of it to paint it into that color. However, and I'll be showing you here shortly, I did go ahead and just stipple. I didn't make sure that I had a perfect coverage on this. Some of the metal will shine through from this when the paint job is done, and I'm okay with that because I'm going over this with glitter, guys. It's totally fine. But if you want to do a full coverage coat on yours, please go right ahead and do so. Now, the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my white Waverly chalk paint. I'm going to paint the board and the sides only of the little architectural piece in white, and then I'll come back and I'll use the crimson to cover just the very top and the detailed part of that architectural piece. So as I'm painting the top part of this architectural piece, I'm just taking really very minimal paint on my brush because I want to be sure that I hit just the top and the architectural part of this. I don't want any of that paint to drip down onto the sides that I painted white. I really wanted this part of the piece to really stand out on its own. Now the word believe is dry. That malachite is so pretty. And I'm just showing you here, if you're picking it up, I hope you are, the parts where it was stippled and yet some of that metal is still showing through. I think that's a really pretty effect even on its own. But like I said, guys, I have to glam this up. I mean, it is for Christmas after all. So I'm bringing in some Mod Podge and I'm going to do the same thing, sort of stipple it onto the word believe, and then I'm going to use my green glitter to highlight it, and then also that white glitter, I'm going to give it a frosted snow effect. My tree does have some frosted edges on it, not quite flocked. And it also has some beads to make it look like it's icy. So I want to bring this in with this piece as well to coordinate. The best way to do this is to hold it in your hand. That way, when you lay this down to glitter it, it's not sticking to the paper. You're able to remove it to do the second part of this. The first part is the green glitter, and then the white is the second part. So I'm going to put the glitter back into the container and then use my little hack, which is just to use a lint roller to pick up any extraneous glitter so that I don't have it all over the place or all over me. Then I'm going to go ahead and this time leave it down on the paper and just take some more Mod Podge and really just hit some areas so that I can come back with this white glitter and give it the frosted effect. Guys, I'd really like to know how you're going to be decorating your tree this year. Why don't you leave me a comment down below and let me know if you're going with the traditional colors or if you're going a little modern farmhouse, or maybe you're going completely country. Maybe you're going in all different colors. Go ahead and let me know in the comments down below. I'd really like to know. I'm taking some Mod Podge now and I'm hitting again just the very, very top of this architectural piece. I want to really kind of grab those details of that. Going over it with the Mod Podge, making sure to not drip down on the side. And then we're going to come in with some more glitter, guys. And this time in red, this thing is going to shine and just pop off of this beautiful white sign. Oh my gosh, that is so pretty, guys. Okay, so I'm taking just a dry paintbrush now, in a foam brush really, and just brushing away any of that extra glitter that just sort of got, you know, on the edges where I don't really want it. And then while we were doing that, the believe sign was over in the corner, just sort of hanging out there. I let that glitter sit as long as I possibly could, and then I just took an old Thanksgiving plate and, you know, just shook everything off, and this is what that looks like. It is so pretty. I'm really pleased with how this double effect happens when you do the glitter and then you come back and you add some more in a different color. I really like how that highlights So if you want to paint the back of your sign, go right ahead and do that. I'm not going to do that. And you know, that's just really for time purposes. But definitely if you want to give this as a gift, and I think this would be a great gift, you could paint the back and add a hanger to it even. But mine's going to sort of be nestled into the tree. So here we go. We're just going to finish this off. I'm going to turn this sign over, the believe part of the sign. I'm going to use the Fix All adhesive, and I'm going to use that on the back of the sign in the thickest part of each letter. I'm not going to overdo it. I don't want it to ooze out when we put it back down. So just take your time with this part, but you do want this type of glue. You want this or an E6000 so that it remains a permanent fixture on the sign. And then I'm just going to use a couple dabs, and I mean very little dabs of hot glue on this, you know, just to tack it into place while the Fix All adhesive cures. And again, that's something you want to give at least, you know, 4 to 6 hours, maybe 24 hours. Just to be sure that it's got a permanent hold for you. Oh, and I wanted to mention too that if you do end up with some hot glue strings, which inevitably I do, I always keep a little Q-tip by my side. I let the glue sit up for just a moment, and then I just sort of take a Q-tip and into the string and roll it, and it takes it right away. No fuss, no mess. So thanks so much for clicking on my video today. My returning subscribers mean so much to me. You guys support me, and I really, really appreciate it. Hey, listen, if you're new here, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and become a member of the Row Country family here on YouTube. I would love to have you. This is what this looks like when it's nestled into my tree. I'm not a great, you know, handheld recorder, guys. I'm learning, and I'm so sorry about the shakiness. But here it is, that frosted look with that pop of red on the white sign. This was trash ready to go into the fire pit, and here it is now on my tree. I absolutely love how this turned out, and I hope it has inspired you to try to do something like this for your tree too. Again, guys, I'm calling this my Dollar Tree DIY Trash to Treasure tree ornament sign DIY, and I hope you loved it as much as I do. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button and go ahead and binge on some videos, guys. Until next time, bye.